In this video today, we'll be learning about the Unsharp Mask filter effect inside of Affinity and look into the detailed settings of how it actually works. So before starting, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit the subscribe button for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity. And if you want to follow along with this tutorial, please find the link for the images in the description. Now with that said, let's get started with the video. So in order to show you the Unsharp Mask filter effect inside of Affinity, first of all, I'll simply select the zoom tool by using the shortcut key of Z or Z and then simply zoom in inside of a particular specific areas inside of this image. So I want to zoom in until this point, and now after zooming in, the next thing that I'll be doing is I'll select the selection tool by using the shortcut key of V. And now after selecting the selection tool, I'll simply select the current image that we have on the canvas. So I'll simply click on the image to select it. And after selecting the image, now let's apply the Unsharp mask to this particular image. And in order to do that, we'll simply navigate to the top, select pixel menu item, and then select filters. And from within the filters option, we'll select sharpen option. And you can see that we have an Unsharp Mask option inside of the Sharpen option. So let's select Unsharp Mask option. And after selecting the Unsharp Mask option, now you can see that we have different settings inside of the Unsharp Mask box, which recently popped up. So now let's understand different settings that we have inside of the Unsharp Mask box, starting with the factor settings. So the factor settings basically means the intensity of the sharpness that is applied to a particular image. So in order to increase the sharpness or the intensity of the sharpness that we will be applying through the Unsharp Mask filter effect to this particular image, we'll simply click on this particular factor slider and then drag the slider all the way to the right like so in order to add a sharp effect to the image. So now you can see that nothing has happened yet because we need to adjust the radius option first to see the effect and then play around with the threshold option. So now the next setting that we will be adjusting is the radius option. So after we have intensified our sharp effect by using or cranking up the factor slider all the way to the value of 4, the next setting that we will adjust is the radius setting. So we'll simply click on the radius slider and then drag the slider to the right slowly. So let's drag the slider of the radius to the right slowly. So we do not want to crank the radius slider all the way to the right because that would make everything very much harsher in terms of sharpness. So we want to find a sweet spot for the value of the radius. And the one thing that we need to understand is radius option simply means the area or portion of the image that we want to sharpen, or the range of the areas inside of our image that we want to sharpen. So for example, if we increase the value of the radius all the way to the right, you can see that it will start to include and cover up most of the other areas in our image by referring to the details inside of this image as the center of origin. So the next thing is, and we can crank up the value of the radius all the way to the right to a maximum value only if our image has a higher resolution. However, if our image is of a low resolution, it is okay to set the value of radius to a minimum from 0 to 1 pixels. So I'll set the value of radius to maybe add 0.5 pixels for now. And the next option that we have is threshold. So the threshold option simply refers to the edges and details inside of our image. So for example, a minimum value of threshold signifies that the sharpness be restricted to only the edges as well as the details inside of our image. For example, if we set the threshold value to a minimum of maybe let's say 1% or 2%, it will simply limit the threshold where the sharpness will be only applied to a specific details or edges inside of our landmark right here. However, if we increase the value of threshold all the way to the right, now you can see that the sharpness will spread out from the details or edges that are available inside of this landmark. So we want to restrict our sharpness only to the edges or the details that are available in this landmark. So due to that reason, we'll simply set the threshold value to a minimum like so, to somewhere at 7% for this particular image. Now, after we are satisfied, we can simply click on the apply button and we can use the shortcut key of Command plus 0 as I'm using the Mac and Control plus 0 if you are using Windows in order to fit your image to the screen. So this is how we can apply the Unsharp Mask filter effect to your image in order to make your image much more sharp. Now, the negative side of using this approach is that since we are using the Unsharp Mask filter effect by simply accessing it from the filters menu option, this will make or burn the effect to our original image layer. So the disadvantage of this is this particular approach is purely non-destructive approach, and if we now save our image further and again open it inside of Affinity, we cannot change the sharpness amount for this image. So because of this reason, what we'll be doing now is we'll simply navigate to the top and select the edit menu option. And from the edit menu option, we'll simply select undo Unsharp Mask. So this is not a best practice of applying the Unsharp Mask filter effect, since it will not allow us to undo our settings or tweak the settings once we have saved our image and close Affinity. So the next approach that we can take in order to apply the Unsharp Mask filter effect to this image is by simply navigating to the top and selecting the pixel menu option. After selecting the pixel menu option, we can simply navigate below and select the option called New Live Filter Layer. From within the New Live Filter Layer, we can simply select the option of Sharpen and then finally select the option of Unsharp Mask. So after selecting this option of Unsharp Mask, now you can see that a live Unsharp Mask option has been directly applied to our image layer, which is the background layer that you can see here. However, the good thing about this approach is now it is applying the live Unsharp Mask filter effect non-destructively within the background layer, which is indicated by this particular thumbnail of Unsharp Mask that you can see here. Now, similar to before, first of all, let's increase the value of the factor all the way to the right, like so. Now, the value factor will intensify the sharp effect to this particular image. And the next thing that we'll be doing is, first of all, let's zoom into the details of this landmark so that things will be much more clear in terms of how the effect of Unsharp Mask is looking inside of the image. So now after zooming in, let's open the Unsharp Mask settings box again by simply clicking on this particular thumbnail of Unsharp Mask. And now you can see that the factor value that we recently adjusted, which was 4, has been completely intact, and we can again further adjust the factor value to control the intensity of the sharpness effect inside of the Colosseum. So this is one of the added advantage of using the Unsharp Mask non-destructively within the background image. So the next option of setting that we can play around is the radius option. So let's increase the radius option value, and since our image is of a very low resolution, we'll simply set the value of radius to somewhere at maybe 0.5 pixels for now. I think this is also a bit harsher, so we want to decrease the value a bit to 0.2 pixel for now for this particular image. And now you can see the details, including the edges of the Colosseum or this particular landmark, is now very much crisp and sharp. So the third thing that we can play around is the threshold option. So in addition to the sharpness, we also want to spread out the sharpness from the details in this particular landmark. So in order to do that, we'll simply increase the threshold value like so to maybe at 2% for now, so that the sharpness effect that we have applied would be spread out and will not be restricted only to the edges and the details of this particular landmark. And now we can simply also control the intensity of the sharp effect by using the opacity slider that you can see beneath the live Unsharp Mask box. So in order to neutralize the intensity a bit, we can simply adjust the opacity value to a minimum of maybe at 75% for now, and then close the live unsharp mask box. Now if we uncollapse this background layer icon, you can see the unsharp mask filter effect has been clipped inside of the background image in order to restrict its effect only to this particular image. So this is the before and this is the after. And the next advantage of using the Unsharp Mask filter non-destructively is we can also use the power of the layer mask only to this particular Unsharp Mask filter to restrict its effect only to a specific portion, which is the landmark or the colosseum that you see here in this image. So in order to restrict its effect to only this particular landmark, what we'll be doing is, first of all, we'll fit the view of our image to the screen by using the shortcut key of Command+0 or Control+0 if you are using Windows. And the next thing that we'll be doing first is we'll be selecting the selection tool by clicking on the V key in the keyboard to access it. And now we'll navigate to the top and select the pixel menu item that you can see here. And after selecting the pixel menu item, we'll navigate below and select the new masks layer option we have here. And from within the new mask layer, let's select live mask layer and select hue range. Now after selecting the hue range, you can see a new hue range mask layer has been applied right here. However, it is covering everything inside of our image, making the entire image transparent, which we do not want. So in order to, first of all, get rid of its effect, we'll simply close the live hue range mask box. After closing in the live hue range mask box, we'll simply unhide the hue range mask effect. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to apply the hue range mask only to the Unsharp Mask filter effect, and in order to do that, we'll simply click the hue range mask thumbnail and drag it like so inside of the Unsharp Mask thumbnail. And now you can see that currently our hue range mask is disabled. So in order to enable it, we can simply again uncollapse this particular box and then turn the visibility icon on for the hue range mask. Now the next thing that we want to do is we'll simply click on this particular hue range mask thumbnail in order to access the live hue range mask panel. Now after accessing the live hue range mask panel, we'll simply select the picker button right here. And after selecting the picker button, now the next thing that we'll be doing is we'll simply select the sky that you can see here inside of the image. So we'll simply click on this particular sky right here. So after selecting the sky range, now you can see on the right that our hue range mask color has been changed to blue, indicating that every blue pixels that are available in this image has been selected. Now the next thing that we can also play around is with the hue range blur radius in order to adjust the fuzziness of our hue range selection a bit. So we'll set the value to somewhere at 0.4 pixel for this one. And now let's check the preview box in order to assess the areas that we have selected. Now since you can see right here, the white areas are the areas that has been selected and the selection is perfect for this particular image. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to simply invert our output. So before that, first of all, I'll simply uncheck the preview option and we'll simply now click on the invert output to invert our mask. So after inverting our output, now you can see that our Unsharp Mask filter effect has only been applied to the landmark that you see here and has been restricted to the sky portion in our image. Now, after we are satisfied with our live hue range mask, we'll simply close the live hue range mask box. And if you want to understand more about the live hue range mask feature inside of Affinity, please click on the link in the description or the link on the top right corner of the video in order to understand more about how the hue range mask feature works inside of Affinity. Now, after we have added the mask for the Unsharp Mask, we can check the before and after. So this was the before and this is the after. So this is how we can use the Unsharp Mask filter inside of Affinity. And if you find this video helpful and informative, please give a thumbs up And for more helpful tips and tricks related to Affinity, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this video and see you on the next video.